Okay, here we are on the other side of the engine bay. The thing you'll notice most is the oiling system. What's been done is, in place of the original oil filter, an aluminum block has been installed. And all that does is redistribute the oil from the oil pump. So the oil comes up through this remote oil filter and then out of one of these two ports. The rear port feeds the AccuSump, which is mounted inside the car. And basically what that is it's a oil pressure vessel. So in case you lose oil pickup, like during a hard corner, this dumps oil back into the system and maintains even pressure. Also, on startup, you can turn this on and you get full oil pressure while you're cranking the engine. So you don't have that wear at startup. So from there the oil goes forward to an oil cooler, which is mounted in front of the radiator. And you can see it right there. This is a Cetrab oil cooler, and it's a very nice unit, by the way. Then the cool oil flows back and feeds all the pressure inside the engine. This little line here feeds extra oil pressure to the back of the head, and that goes directly into the rocker shaft and provides extra lubrication to the rocker shaft. That's a very important little modification. A lot of Triumph guys know about that. You'll see we've got a dual braking system with two separate master cylinders. These are Tilton master cylinders, and they are the stubby ones. They're very short. You can see there's a line, which is actually a cable, which goes to this contraption here. And what this is the adjustable brake bias control. So the driver turns a knob on the dashboard and adjusts the brake pressure front to rear. And how that works is, inside this tube there is a bearing, and when you turn the cable, the bearing moves to one side or the other, and that adjusts the pressure on each master cylinder. It's very important exactly where this bearing is welded onto the brake pedal, because that determines the pedal ratio. But I think I'll get into that in a separate video. Okay, once again we've got the stiffener bar, which runs from the roll cage, picks up the top of the suspension, and is bolted to the frame rail. And that stiffens the whole suspension area. Oh, I forgot to mention, this aluminum plate here isn't just for show. This is a pretty stiff aluminum, and it serves to strengthen this whole area. The driver can put a lot of force on the braking system and flex this sheet metal back and forth. So these two aluminum plates really serve to strengthen that area up. And something I didn't mention in the first video is the steering rack is mounted with solid aluminum pillow blocks, which replace the original Triumph rubber bushings. This is a pretty important modification because the rack was originally just floating in rubber, and it wasn't as precise as if you use these bushings. You also see we've got a real U-joint at the bottom of the steering column, and this U-joint is from a TR6. It replaces the rubber disc that the GT6 originally had, which I didn't find to be awe-inspiring. You also see that all the brake lines in the car are this copper-nickel alloy, and I sell this on my website. You can buy kits for your Spitfire, GT6, Healey, Austin Healey, Jaguar, so be sure to check that out. You also see these round brake cooling ducts, and what we intend to do is run a flexible silicone pipe to direct cool air at the brake discs. And you can see that we've removed the backing plates from the brake discs, and the reason we did that is just for some extra cooling. And these are our rain tires, by the way, which are Hoosier dirt stockers. The cool air for the brakes comes in through where the marker light was. We just gutted it and put in a mesh screen. Keep the squirrels out. Okay, YouTubers, stay tuned for part 3.